In 1980, a powerful and highly interesting movie was released for the world to see. But this was no ordinary movie. It was a beautiful tale that sparked all kinds of emotions in the hearts of viewers, leaving a powerful message behind. It's been decades since the film was released, and it is still a must-see for cinephiles and moviegoers alike. Some will argue that it is one of the best films that has ever been made. The conception and making of The Elephant Man. Looking at the number of positive reviews that The Elephant Man has received over the years, it is clear that the movie was a work of art from the start. But behind every incredible work of art is an artist or artists who created with intentionality. There is no denying that The Elephant Man turned out to be a masterpiece of filmmaking that continues to captivate audiences to this day. However, there was a time when the movie was just an idea. At the point when the vision of The Elephant Man was still in seed form, all that was available was a script that was clearly rich. But the vision for the movie could only become a reality if the right people took the script and turned it into a masterpiece through creativity and outstanding skills. Because of how delicate and different the storyline was, the creators of the film decided to go in search of the right cast and crew members who would bring the movie to life in a mind-blowing way. The journey originally began with the director, David Lynch, who had long been fascinated by the story of Joseph Merrick, a man born with severe physical deformities. Interestingly, David Lynch was no stranger to these kinds of stories. He already had some experience in making films with that theme. The director had previously explored the theme of deformity in his debut film Eraserhead, and he saw in Merrick's story an opportunity to delve deeper into this subject matter. One thing was clear, the storyline was superb. He just needed the right actors to bring it to life. For the role of Joseph Merrick, Lynch had his sights set on John Hurt, an actor known for his intense and deeply emotional performances. John Hurt was initially hesitant to take on the role, worried that the extensive makeup and prosthetics required would obscure his performance. He almost didn't take the role, but after seeing the impressive work of makeup artist Christopher Tucker, John Hurt knew for a fact that he was in great hands. The makeup process was a work of art. Looking back on the film, it is clear that the makeup process for The Elephant Man was a feat of artistry and technical wizardry. Anyone who has seen pictures of the real Elephant Man would testify to the fact that the makeup artist took his time to make the deformities of the main character look real. It took Tucker and his team an incredible 7 hours each day to transform Hurt into Merrick, using a combination of latex, foam, and other materials to create a realistic-looking mask that covered almost his entire face. The fact that so much effort and resources went into transforming the main character physically shows how dedicated they were to create a movie that was realistic and captivating. The film's visual and auditory elements are striking and memorable. Aside from the process of applying the makeup, the filming The Elephant Man was also not without its challenges. The film was shot in black and white, which added to its haunting and otherworldly quality, but also made it more difficult to capture the nuances of light and shadow. Additionally, many of the scenes were shot on location in London, which posed logistical challenges and required extensive coordination with local authorities. Despite these obstacles, Lynch and his crew persevered, creating a film that was both visually stunning and emotionally impactful. Mind-blowing performances. The film boasts of exceptional performances from its cast, particularly John Hurt as Joseph Merrick and Anthony Hopkins as Dr. Frederick Treves. John Hurt's portrayal of Merrick was sympathetic, and he manages to convey the character's intelligence and humanity despite the physical limitations of his performance. Many people who applaud John Hurt's performance to date didn't know the actor was uncomfortable with the heavy prosthetics. But despite the discomfort and claustrophobia that came with the process, Hurt remained committed to the role, giving a stunning performance that earned him a BA. It was based on a poignant and deeply moving story. At a certain point in time, not many people knew that The Elephant Man was actually based on a true life story. The movie tells the story of Joseph Merrick, a man with severe physical deformities who was known as the Elephant Man. The emotional story that inspired the film was one of the major reasons why the film touched the hearts of many. The storyline, which was derived from the real Elephant Man's life, held a lot of raw emotions and lessons that left the viewers in awe. The film begins with a scene of a carnival barker advertising the Elephant Man exhibit. It then cuts to Dr. Frederick Trevis, a surgeon at the London hospital, who visits the carnival and is shocked by what he sees. He discovers that Joseph is being exhibited as a sideshow freak and decides to bring him to the hospital to examine him and provide him with proper medical care. Treves initially keeps Joseph isolated in a room at the hospital, but as he begins to examine him, he realizes that he is not mentally impaired, as he had initially assumed. Joseph is revealed to be intelligent, kind, and articulate, despite his physical deformities. He reveals to Trevis that his deformities started to appear when he was 5 years old, and that his mother died from asphyxiation. As the film progresses, we see Joseph's life in the hospital, where he befriends the other patients and staff, including a kind nurse named Mrs. Mothershead. He also gains the attention of the London elite, who becomes fascinated with him and invites him to parties and events. However, not everyone is accepting of Joseph. The hospital's head nurse, Miss Sandwich, is cruel and abusive to him, and a group of hooligans attacks him when he tries to attend a play. Throughout the film, we see Joseph struggle to find acceptance and love in a world that views him as a monster. Despite his intelligence and kindness, he is still ostracized and feared by many. In the end, Joseph dies in his sleep, and Trevis reflects on his life and how he failed to truly understand him. The film ends with the famous line, "We can never know what he went through, but we can try to understand him." One thing that is clear is that the film explores themes of isolation and acceptance and stresses the importance of compassion. The Elephant Man is a reminder of the human capacity for both cruelty and kindness. It is nearly impossible to watch the entire film without shedding a tear or two. Any movie that has the capacity to spark such emotion and compassion in the hearts of viewers will not be forgotten in a hurry. A timeless film. The storyline of The Elephant Man was certainly an emotional and powerful one that has left a mark in the history of black and white cinematography. Since its release in 1980, people have not been able to stop talking about it to date. The film has received several positive reviews from people all over the world for decades and continues to make history as a timeless work of art. Saying the film is a commercial success is an understatement, as it has earned 8 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture and Best Director. Looking back on the making of The Elephant Man, it's clear that the film was made with the passion, creativity, and determination of everyone involved. From the visionary direction of David Lynch to the incredible performances of John Hurt and the skillful artistry of the makeup team, every aspect of the film was a labor of love that continues to inspire and captivate audiences today. The outstanding creative process that went into the movie undoubtedly contributed to making it one of the greatest movies of all time. The Elephant Man is proof of what happens when talented stars come together to make a work of art. However, when these stars decide to fight and stay divided, it's a completely different story. Click on the screen to see celebrity feuds that escalated quickly.